Hi students, welcome back to our 8th class physics, chapter 8, combustion, fuels and flames, that part 5 that we are discussing today. In the last session we were talking about what are the types of combustions, rapid combustions, what is spontaneous combustions and explosions and highly inflammable substances, where petrol and spirit, that all are called as highly inflammable substances, and what is combustion reaction. And we have discussed about the oxygen supply of air is must for the process of combustion. Okay, what are the necessary things that we needed to execute a combustion? That's what all that we are going through. Today we are going to talk about fuels. Okay, what is fuels? A small view. It is the materials which burns and produces heat and light. Heat and light when a flame is brought near it is called fuels or fuel. Okay, see, that is the material which burns and produces heat and light. When a flame is brought near it is called as a flame. For example, if I take an example, so many examples are there we can take as fuels. For example, if I take wood is considered as fuel. See, whenever it is burning, it gives heat and light when the flame is brought near that. And introduce petrol. Petrol is also considered as diesel, spirit. Okay, charcoal, LPG, liquid petroleum gas, etc. are best examples of. These all are the best examples of fuels. That is, if I bring a matchstick near, see this, consider the LPG, it burns and gives heat and light when a burning matchstick is brought near that. Right? Simple. The fuels are the materials which burns and produces heat and light when a flame is brought near to that substance or that material is considered as fuels. The best examples of fuel: wood, we can take petrol, LPG, charcoal, coal, that all diesel, that all considered as the best examples of the fuels. Fine. Now a small activity we have that which is been given in page number 112. See, we know that combustion gives heat and light. That's already we know. The source of heat for domestic and automobile purposes are mainly, see, we have some source of heat which is being produced by automobile. In the industrial sector we can use the fuel. We are using the fuel in automobile sector. We are using the fuel in domestic purpose like cooking and all. Okay, so where this fuels, let's see, the source of heat for domestic, automobile and industry purpose are mainly, okay, either for domestic purpose or either for industry purpose or for automobiles or automobiles, that is transportation, for transportation purpose, automobiles or transportation purpose, the fuel is used. Okay, what are the fuels which are used there? Okay, they are wood may be used, charcoal, may be used, coal, this is a form of coal, can be use petrol. Petrol can be used and in the purpose of, okay, we can use diesel. We can use kerosene. We can use LPG and CNGs. We may have CNG also. Not only this, we can have some natural gas, that CNG. We can have wood, charcoal, coal has been taken, LPG also taken. These are some substances which are used in industry and domestic, which are used in domestic purpose, for cooking purpose, industry purpose, for producing some different substances in industries, in automobiles. It is in transportation also, automobile and transportation also. Some wood, some materials or some substances are used as fuel. It is wood may be used, coal, charcoal, petrol, diesel, kerosene, LPG, CNG, sometimes gasoline. Okay, gasoline. Gasoline is also one type of fuel which is being used in this. These are some examples of the substances where they are used in different sectors in our day-to-day life. Now what we have to do is, already we have that list. So take the help of page number 112. Take the help of page number 112. That is 112. You have a table here. What are the substances which are used in domestic? What are the fuels which are used in transportation purpose? What are the fuels which are used in industrial purpose? That we have to write. Okay. What does it mean? What is the help? Suppose domestic purpose, for cooking purpose, what are the substances are used for cooking purpose? If I take, okay, cooking purpose, I can use for domestic. How to write the table? I am just helping you. See, for the domestic purpose, what are the fuels which are being used? This is for domestic. First column, it's wood we can use, charcoal is used. We can use charcoal and we can use LPG. LPG is used in domestic purpose. Okay. Now in transportations. Okay. Second column is transportation. Transportation or automobile sector. In transportations or automobile sector, transportations we can use petrol, gasoline, diesel, and kerosene. Okay. You can use petrol. You can use diesel. You can use kerosene. Kerosene, these are some substances. Of course, gasoline also used. Is also used in the domestic the transportation, automobile sector. Now in industry sector. In industry sector, what are the things? What are the fuels which are used in industry purpose that we have to write? That is industrial sector. We will use coal. Some industrial sectors will use coal also. That in thermal power plants and all to produce the electricity. In thermal power plants, the coal is used, so we can take it as industrial purpose, and we can take LPG, we can take CNG. CNG also used in industrial purpose. These are some categories which we have to fill in the first table. First table which has been given in page number 112. Okay, 112 page. You have to fill that. Now after filling this, classify the above fuels in solids, liquids and gas, and write in the table 2. In table 2 we have to write. So solid form. What are the solid form of fuels? Solid fuels we have to write. Solid fuels, what are the solid fuels we have? Solid fuels, if I take wood is a solid fuel, charcoal is a solid fuel, coal is a solid fuel. Okay, so this is solid fuel, solid fuel, solid fuel. You have to write in the solid fuel segment. And liquid fuels. Liquid fuel is petroleum, diesel and kerosene. Petroleum, diesel and kerosene are considered as liquid fuels. Okay. Now LPG and this LPG and CNG. Okay, LPG and CNG are considered as gases. Okay, the fuel in the form of a gas. Like this you have to fill. Look at the fuels in the table. Can you decide which fuel is better among them? Okay, see, by directly seeing the table, this table and table 1 and table 2, we cannot decide which fuel is the better one. Among all these, see, wood we have, charcoal we have, coal, petrol, diesel, kerosene, LPG we have, CNG and gasoline. These all, among these all fuels, which fuel is the best one? We can't just say by just its liquid state or a solid state. By its state, we cannot say that which fuel is the best one. Okay, so to decide which fuel is the best fuel, see, to decide which fuel is the best one, deciding the best fuel depends on the purpose of its use. Okay, deciding which fuel is the best one, it depends on the purpose of its use. Okay, for what purpose, for what usage that we are using, that depending on that, okay, the best fuel will be. The best fuel for cooking may not be best for running the automobile. See, the best fuel for cooking may not be best for automobiles, or the best fuel for automobiles may not be best for the cooking. Suppose the best fuel for automobiles is diesel and petrol, this may not be suitable for cooking purpose. The best fuel for cooking is LPG and wood and charcoal, where they may not be best for automobiles and industry sector. Depends. That is, in general, there are several factors that we have to keep in mind while choosing a fuel. Okay. So, what are the factors? Factors why are to select. The best factors to would be the appropriate factors to select the fuel. Okay, several factors to have. What are the factors that are helpful? Factors that helps. See, factors that helps to select the fuel. That is our concern that you have to write. In general, there are several factors that you have to keep in mind while choosing a fuel. To choose a fuel, we have different factors like purpose of use. What are the factors that you have to keep in mind to selecting the fuel? That is purpose of use. Okay, for what purpose we have to use? Fuel efficiency. Fuel efficiency and availability. Fuel availability. Next is reasonable price. Reasonable price, easy to handle. Easy to handle and safe to store. Easy to handle, safe to store, and easy to ignite and put off. Okay. Next, seventh factor is easy to ignite. and put off. These are some factors. These are some factors which we have to keep in mind to select or to choose the fuel. Okay, that is for what purpose? For what purpose we are using the fuel? For what purpose, that you have to keep in mind. Fuel efficiency, how much efficient is that fuel, and availability, how much the fuel is available, and reasonable price, how the price of the fuel, whether it is reasonable or not, that you have to check, and easy to handle, whether it is can be handled easily or not, that you have to check. Safe to store. To store for storing purpose, is it safe to store, that we have to take, and easy to ignite. That means it should be easily ignited, and it should be, that is, it should be easily turned on, that is the flame should catch it, okay, and that is easy to ignite and easy to put off. We should have the concern of easy to putting off also. Okay, these are several factors. These are some factors which are going to help to choose the best fuel. Okay, fuel should also burn at the moderate rate and cause less pollution. Okay, after this you have to keep a note that it should burn with a moderate rate. It should not burn with a low flame. It should not burn with a high flame. It should burn with a moderate rate. Okay, it should burn with a moderate rate. It is, fuel should burn with moderate rate and should cause less pollution. So fuel should burn with moderate rate. It should not burn with a high flame and with a low flame. With moderate rate it should burn, and it should cause less pollution. It should be very less should cause less pollution when it is burned. It should have less pollution for the environment. In addition, we should have a high calorific value. Okay, in all these all factors and these all two notes that we have to keep in, after keeping that, along with that you should have high calorific value. Calorific, it should have high calorific value also, a fuel should have. Okay, so these purposes, factors, and it should burn with moderate rate, and it should cause less pollution, and it should contain high calorific value also. These are some important things that you have to take into the consideration in order to choose a best fuel. Now the question is, what is mean by the calorific value? Okay, what is mean by the calorific value? That's what is our question, and that we are going to give the answer for that. See, calorific value is the next question. That is, suppose, in order to understand this, I will take some example. Listen here. Suppose I took some cow dung, a cake of cow dung, 1 kg cow dung. One kg cow dung. I took 1 kg coal, suppose. charcoal or coal. I took cow dung of 1 kg, that is cow dung cakes. I took 1 kg cow dung cakes and 1 kg coal. Now, if I burn this 1 kg, keep in mind, try to understand the definition and the sense of the calorific value. Okay, if I burn this 1 kg cow dung cakes, okay, if I burn this 1 kg cow dung cake, some amount of heat is being generated or produced. Some amount of heat and flame will be generated. Some amount of heat will be generated. This amount of heat, the amount of heat which is being produced or generated when 1 kg cow dung cakes are burned is the calorific value of this cow dung. Okay. Now, if I burn 1 kg coal, same case. Here also, certain amount of heat will be generated. When I am burning this 1 kg coal, certain amount of heat is generated. This certain amount of heat which is generated, the amount of heat which is generated when 1 kg coal is burned, that is called as calorific value of 1 kg coal. Calorific value of the coal. Okay, simple. If I take 1 kg of one fuel and if I burn that 1 kg amount of the fuel, how much amount of heat is produced? How much amount of heat is produced? Heat energy is produced. That amount of heat energy value is considered as calorific value. Okay. See, actually, whenever the heat energy is measured in kilojoules, the amount of heat energy is measured in kilojoules. As it is kilojoules, we are going to measure. Now, what is the calorific value? Let's try to understand. Suppose 1 kg of coal and 1 kg of cow dung is burned. Which one produces the more heat? Okay, different substances produce heat is measured in kilojoules. Calorific value of a fuel is amount of heat produced on complete combustion of 1 kg of that fuel. Okay, see, calorific value is the amount of heat which is produced when 1 kg of the respective substance is burned. Okay, suppose 1 kg of cow dung is burned, some amount of heat is produced. That amount of heat which is produced, that is the calorific value of this. And keep in mind that different substances produce different amount of heat. Okay, same quantity of that might be same, 1 kg cow dung and 1 kg coal, but the heat which is produced, the amount of heat which is produced when that cow dung and when the coal is burned will be different, because due to the nature of that substances, the amount of heat which is produced when 1 kg of that respective substance is being generated, that will change. That is, calorific value of all substances will not be same. And how to measure that calorific value? Amount of heat is measured in. See that the amount of heat is measured in. See how much amount of heat is. That is, heat is measured in kilojoules. Heat is measured in kilojoules, and calorific value is measured in kilojoules per kg. Okay, kilojoules per, this we call as per, kilojoules per kg. Okay, this we read as per. Okay, heat, the amount of heat energy is measured in kilojoules. The calorific value of that amount of heat which is generated is considered as kilojoules per kilojoules per kg. Okay, for example, if you go and see See, multiple choice question. The unit of calorific value is unit is Newton per gram, Newton per kg, kilojoules per kg, or kilojoule per gram. Third one, multiple choice. Which one? So C is the right answer. Kilojoules per kg. Okay, that is the units of calorific value is kilojoules per kg. That you have to keep in mind. And different substances produce, that is the same amount of 1 kg amount of different fuels have been taken, and if they burn, the amount of heat which is produced by that substances will vary. For example, cow dung, the calorific value is 6000 to 8000. Wood, the calorific value is 17,000 to 22,000. Coal, 25,000 to 23,000. Petrol, 45,000. Kerosene, 45,000. Diesel, 45,000. CNG, compressed natural gas, CNG, okay, 50,000. LPG, 55,000. Biogas, 35,000 to 40,000. Hydrogen, it is 1,50,000. 1,50,000 kilojoules per kg calorific value consists for the hydrogen. Okay, that's why that hydrogen bombs are very dangerous, that we call, because they are going to produce more amount of heat energy. Okay, when the hydrogen is burned, more amount of heat will be produced. It is depending on the nature of the fuel, it has its respective calorific value. Okay, this is a simple calorific value is the amount of heat which is being produced when 1 kg of a fuel is burned. Okay, that means if 1 kg of petrol is if 1 kg of petrol is burned, 45,000 calorific value, 45,000 kilojoules per kg, how much that much amount of heat will be produced. Fine. I hope you understood this. As a homework, you have to fill the table which has been given in page number 112, that is 112. This table you have to fill as the transportation purpose, how it will be used. I gave that example, and liquid forms, that all you have to fill. Just you go through this and try to understand the definition. Calorific value of a fuel is the amount of heat energy produced on complete combustion. Not this, keep in mind that total 1 kg of the substance should be burned. If the total 1 kg of substance is burned, how much amount of heat is produced, that is considered as calorific value of that substance. Okay, and you just read this reference, which substance has more calorific values, which substance has less calorific value, which substances have same amount of calorific values. These are small questions that you can ask by yourself, and you can give the answers for that by seeing this table. The next segment we have fire control. Okay, the fire controls, what are the fire control techniques, that all we'll see in the next session. I hope you understood this session. We will meet in the next session. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.